What's up, you guys? It's JCARDENASART, and in this video you're going to see me do another wood cutout, but this time of Batman. So if you're interested, keep watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe while you're doing that. So let's get started. Alright, now the very first thing I'm going to do is sketch out the subject, which in this case it's going to be Batman. And oh wait, oops. I forgot to gesso. I was so excited to start that, yeah. So I'm gonna gesso it real quick. Quick couple coats of gesso should do it, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on that, and I'm gonna wait till it dries.
Okay, now I can paint.
And now we can officially sketch out the subject. Like I said, Batman. I'm gonna do it quick and loose, just real overall shapes. Then I'm gonna block in. I'm gonna do basic blue, and then the gray, and then the skin tone. And then from there, I'm gonna work in tighter shapes, you know, adding all these highlights and the darks, just the subtlety of it, just so I know where everything is going to be. And once I have that down, I emphasize on the lights and the darks, and I really tighten up the shapes. Toughest part about the whole painting was definitely the chin. I could not get it correct, the skin tone correct, the shape correct. It was pretty bad. It took me quite a bit to get those blues correct. I was jumping between the ultramarine blue and the phthalo blue and the cobalt blue just to find a nice middle ground, and I ended up liking the combination of all the blues together with all the different shades. With the gray, I focused more the highlights on like one side of Batman's chest to really help make the logo pop, and then that way, you know, to make it look like the light is coming from the right side, or in this case his left side. As for the background, I started off with red. I was liking it a little bit, but I wasn't too crazy about it, so then I colored it all yellow, and I wasn't too crazy about that either, so I added in red again, just a little bit around the body, and then I jumped around the painting a bit just to get my attention away from it for a bit. And then I came back and I added more red, except this time I did like a circle sun looking thing around him. I left it at that, wasn't too sure about it, but I went back to the hardest part about the painting, which is getting the chin correct. I gave it a lot of time and a lot of layers of paint, but I gotta keep working on it until it's right. I did give that a break, and I jumped around the painting for a bit until it was time to move on. Alright, so I've been working on this for a few days now. I am going to have to put a stop to it. It's not done, but I am going to have to put a stop to it because I only have today to cut it out. For the next week or so, I'm not going to have another chance. So I kind of want to get that out of the way, cut it out, bring it back to the studio, and finish it up. I'm liking this whole red sun thing back here. I was thinking of having like flares coming out, but I think it's gonna be a little too distracting. I do like the red, so I am gonna keep it the way it is. I think I might cut out where I would have put the brush strokes just to see how it would look, but I am leaning towards that red sun looking thing in the back. But yeah, let's go do that real quick. I'll bring it back to the studio and continue working on it. Let's go. Working with the jigsaw is not hard, but it's not easy. You kind of have to be patient with the blade. You don't want to rush it, because then you start splitting the wood. You kind of want to just guide the blade. The cool thing about the jigsaw is that, you know, you can guide it in whatever direction you want. You know, you don't want to twist the blade either, but you know, it's easier to guide than just a regular saw. So like I mentioned earlier, I was going to cut around Batman as if there were brush strokes there, just so I can compare it to the red circle sun outline thing that I have. And instead of cutting straight in, I used a Sharpie, and I'm going to cut along the Sharpie marks. I did adjust it a bit. I felt like it was too crazy, and yeah, I started cutting it out, and the more I saw it cut out, the more I liked it. And I was liking the circle red sun thing less and less. I did think the yellow outline of it was pretty cool with still the red being there, but I don't know, it was too much. I felt like it was just gonna need to be one color. But yeah, I'm gonna sand it down and go home. Alright, so I'm back in the studio. As you can tell, I'm done cutting, and I decided to go with the outside shape versus the cleaner cut dotted line that I have here. The reason I did that is because I feel like with the outside shape, it all pops more and really brings it together. I felt like if I would have kept the cleaner cut, it would have just been, I don't know, kind of simple background. So yeah, the only thing that's left to do is bring this red out. I am not going to keep this yellow. I'm going to bring the red all the way out, maybe add some darker red and lighter red. But before I do that, I am going to gesso the edges so that I can avoid the same mistake from my other wood cutouts where I used way too much black paint. So I'm gonna gesso it so that I can avoid that, and yeah, bring out the red and then add any details that's left in Batman. One of the big details I definitely need to work on is the chin. Like, he's got a baby chin. I definitely got to make that a stronger chin. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so I add in the layer of gesso, get all of the sides in, switch to a smaller brush to make sure I don't paint on the outside, and then when that's dry, I go in with the black, and it applies so much nicely, by the way. And then when that's dry, I extend the red in the background and just cover it all up, and then I add different shades, a little darker, a little light, just to give it different shades. And then I'm going to go back into the actual painting of Batman and just touch up on everything. And last but not least, work on this crazy chin and those eyes because it was just not working for me. And then yeah, just add in those final touches, flip it around, add in the hook to hang it, and we're good to go. Now, are you ready for these final shots? Let's go. And there you guys go. I think it came out awesome. This piece right here, this whole part right here, the more I look at it, the more I love it, because it has different brush strokes and different colored blues, and it just really pops. And I think it looks awesome. The black on the edges definitely applies better when you don't forget the gesso. So I'm not forgetting the gesso again. But yeah, had a lot of fun. The whole wood cutting process, and then the painting, gesso, and everything. It's a lot. It's really cool. It's a really cool project that I've taken on, and I'm looking forward to doing more. Speaking about doing more, I do have one more piece of the wood left. I am up for suggestions in the comments, so if you guys want to suggest what the next piece should be, drop it in the comments. I'm looking forward to reading those. But yeah, if you are interested in the piece, it will be available on my website, JCARDENASART.com. I have prints, stickers, t-shirts, and stuff like that. I do also have the other wood cutouts there, so go check that out. And if I haven't mentioned it yet, I will have affiliate links in the description below. I'll post all the brushes and paints and stuff that I used there as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my video. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys soon.